Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another Esports Report breaking news update. I'm Chris Puckett, and I'm joined now by the captain of Faze Competitive from the Call of Duty squads. We have Replays here to announce their new fourth. Replays, a lot of changes in the last 2 weeks. First methods being too young for COD Champs, had to make some room. Went to Embos. Embos leaves you for Optic Gaming. You had to fill that fourth seat, and I know you've tried out a number of players. Who'd you stick with?
So we ended up sticking with Curse Nameless. He just left. Well, he didn't leave. He got released from Curse LV, and we decided to pick him up. We were choosing between him and Study, and we ran with both players 2 days ago. We did 1 day with each, and we decided to pick up Nameless.
Really? So you had it down to 2 players from the get-go. What did you like about Study that put him in the running?
Study is just a great talent overall. At first, I thought it was going to be him that we were going to pick up, but instead, after we ran, we just meshed better with Nameless, so yeah.
And what is it about Nameless that made him the better fit for you guys? What are you liking about what he brings to the table?
Nameless is just overall great talent as well. He's a really good teammate. He's a veteran player. He's a champion. He won MLG packs last year. So I'm definitely excited to team with him, and I think we just meshed better with him just because he has a really good communication and he's a really good player.
So Nameless is bringing the communication to the squad. You guys had to make your decision pretty quickly because we're getting ready to announce this MLG Winter Invitational. You will be one of the 8 teams competing in the Invitational. And for those of you guys who are just finding out about this for the first time, basically starting on next Monday, we're going to have 3 weeks of content for you guys to watch on MLG.tv with 8 teams competing in round robins that ends in a 4-team playoff bracket for $5,000. First place is going to get $4,000. Second place gets $1,000. But more importantly, you guys are going to get a lot of practice in Replays.
Of course.
And let's talk about these teams. We've got Optic Gaming, Complexity, Envy, Team Caliber, Curse Las Vegas, Curse New York, Faze, and Strictly Business are the 8. Let's start off by taking a look at the Optic Gaming roster Replays and tell me about these guys. Of course, we have Nadeshot. He's going to be playing alongside Clayster. We have Embos on the lineup. Saints is there now as well. And Big Timer is going to be their substitute, the coach filling in on the sticks if needed. How do you think this Optic Gaming team will perform?
I think we scrimmed them, I think, once. We played all the respawns against them. Honestly, their team looks amazing. Even though Embos left our team, there was no bad blood there. We played them. I think their team's going to fit really well with Clayster using the AR, and then Saints is a really good Slayer with the sub, and I think that's what they really needed, and they didn't have that with their old roster. And now that they have him doing that, and then Embos and Nadeshot working on the objective role, it's going to be really, I think they really mesh really well, and they're going to be really good.
So Optic's looking solid in your eyes. Would you be worried if Big T was in a game, or would you feel more comfortable with him sitting out? Oh yeah, sorry. Would you rather play against Optic Gaming with Big T or with him coaching?
I mean, as of now, since their real team is not with Big T, I'd feel more comfortable with him not there. But either way, Big T is a great player. Just because he retired doesn't make him any worse of a player. He's still an amazing player overall. He's still the most successful. So I mean, either way, I really don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah. I think their starting lineup's a little bit scarier. Complexity, this is the scariest lineup. And talking to these guys, they didn't even have a substitute on their list. Look at this squad. Aches, TP, Crim6, and Karma. We have matches spread across basically between Monday the 20th all the way through February 4th, I believe. And they just said, we're going to be on every day at 6 anyway. Might as well play in this league. Complexity's definitely the top squad, but Envious, they have a pretty good lineup to look at as well. We're going to take a look here as it's going to be, of course, Scumpy now joining Proofy. We got Merc and Goonjar on that lineup. Rambo also on the substitution list for this squad. How do you think Envy's going to stack up? They got to the finals against Complexity in the last 2K.
I've also played Envy recently. I mean, I think Envy's roster right now is considered one of the best rosters in the game for a reason. I mean, they have the most, I would say, the most slang power in the game other than COL. I think COL, you can't doubt COL. They've won the last, 7 events or whatever they've won. So, I mean, they're just a phenomenal team. But I think if Envy gets their search game on point, because I heard it was a little weak, I haven't played them in search, they're going to be one of the best teams in the game.
So Envy's got to work on search, but they got the respawn game modes down. Team Caliber, now this is a squad that's gone through a number of changes leading up to the past 2 tournaments. Clayster, of course, on there for Philly. He's now on Optic. They pick up Formal, the Halo player. What's your take on this squad? Do you have any predictions on how TK will fare with a Halo player Formal now on that squad?
I mean, I feel as if no matter what player TK gets with that trio of Neslo, Sharp, and Theory, I feel like they always somehow manage to make it work and always at least get top 4. Last 2 events, top 2. And I mean, I haven't really seen Formal play that much, but I've only heard great things. I know I was texting Theory about it, and he was saying that he was a really good player, and they're all really happy to have him on board. So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt their decision. They usually make the right decision for their team, so I'm pretty sure they're going to stay at the top and stay a solid team.
Well, our next squad is a team that you benefited from them making some changes. Curse Las Vegas, of course, replacing Nameless, who's now in your lineup with Ricky. The official roster for this league activity will be Parasite, Kill 'em Miracles, Ricky, and Methods and Attach from Curse Youth will be their fill-in players for this. Curse Las Vegas, stronger without Nameless after the addition of Ricky, or weaker?
Well, I would like to say weaker because we picked up Nameless, but from what I saw yesterday, they were scrimming a little bit, and they didn't look as solid as they did with Nameless. But then again, they're a brand new team with Ricky, and
right.
They could have lost a little chemistry, but when Parasite left, I know that always affects the players' attitudes in a way that I can't really explain. But overall, I think that team's going to end up working it out and being a good team. I mean, you have Killa, Miracles, Ricky, and Parasite all on the same team. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to end up getting like strong.
Curse New York is a totally rebuilt team. Blindfire, the only one on here from the UMG Philly roster. Instead, they go after the E-Girl Slayers and Revan, Burns Off, and Mochila. And we're going to see Chino and Realize from Curse Youth being the subs for this squad. How strong is Curse New York? Do you have any idea how well these guys will play?
I mean, I haven't really played them too much online, but we all saw how they played at UMG Philly. I heard Mochila went off at UMG Philly. I didn't really see too many of the VODs, but I think that this is a really underrated squad, and if they really keep their heads on straight and grind it out, I think they can be a top 6 team in my opinion. I'm not sure, though. I haven't seen them all play too much, but I know they're all good players individually. And,
of course, we covered your squad, but we might as well show the roster plate for Faze as well. Replays, you're playing alongside JCap, Classic, and Nameless. We talked to JCap a little bit about UMG Philly. You had Methods back then. Is this a stronger team now with the addition of Nameless?
I would say that when we picked up Nameless, the way we scrimmed, our respawn games definitely looked a little bit stronger. I don't know about our search game. I'm definitely going to go with Methods was our best search player, and it was a tough loss taken when he had the get released from the team due to COD champs. But, I mean, I think that we're going to be able to grind it out and become a better team.
All right, and then finally, Strictly Business. Now, it was so tough for me to pick an 8th team. You know, Denial was a great option. Fear for a little bit had some of these players. In the end, it's Strictly Business after their incredible performance at Philly. Censor, Apathy, picking up Dito. Fears is back on the lineup, and Heist is going to be the substitute for this lineup. Strictly Business, in a lot of people's eyes, would say this is the 8th best team on the list. Do you agree with that, or do you think they deserve to be ranked a little bit higher amongst these 8?
I mean, I can't see how people are saying they're the 8th best team on this list due to the fact that they've gone to the last 2 events and they've placed, and I know they did really well at Philly. I think they got top 4 or 5. I'm not exactly sure. But this team has absolutely insane slaying power. Between Fears and Dito, both of them can hold the slaying power for one team alone. And now that they're both on the same team, I mean, if they can get their chemistry down to a science and then have the other 2 really work on objective, I think they're going to be an amazing team.
Well, it's going to be amazing, and thank you for giving your insight on all 8 teams. Guys, now, all of these teams will play the other 7 in round robin. That's 14 matches per squad through the round robin. The top 4 advance to a single elimination bracket, as we discussed. $4,000 for first, $1,000 for second. Everyone else is just going to be making revenue off of their streams on MLG.tv. All the activity streamed from the players' point of views on MLG.tv. It's going to be awesome to kick off 2014 with 8 different teams having streams on our site. And we have some epic matches to look forward to in this series. What match are you looking forward to most, Replays?
I mean, you got to go with the NV versus Optic match due to the fact that Scumpy left Optic and now they have a whole new roster. And I feel like there's definitely a rivalry brewing between those two teams. I mean, and both of those two teams, their rosters are so solid now. I feel like it'd be an insane match. I feel like it'd go like 3-2 in a best of 5, and it'd just go to like the last round or something crazy like that.
People have been begging me for pro scrims, and I knew this was going to happen. I was just so it's a bummer that I've had to keep it in so long. I wasn't able to tell everyone. But basically, this is kicking off Monday at 6 p.m. That Optic Envy match is going to go down Wednesday at 10:30 on MLG.TV. So look forward to that. Also, what do you think of the rivalry that could potentially be brewing between you guys and Curse Las Vegas now that you have Nameless on the lineup? Are you feeling like there's a little rivalry there at all yet?
I mean, of course I'm gonna have to say yes to that one, considering Nameless got released from Curse LV, now he's joined Faze, and I just feel like Nameless is gonna have the fire to really want to beat those guys now to the fact that he got released and he wasn't really very happy about that, but now he's happy where he is. So I mean, I feel like he's gonna really want to beat those guys, and I'm just gonna help him do it alongside.
There you go. And what team do you think is going to be your toughest challenger?
Our toughest challenger, I'm gonna have to go with COL due to the fact that they've won the last 2 Ghost events, they've won the last 2K and a 2K before that. So I mean, they just look really solid.
Well, guys, we have all of this information up on our website, MLG.TV. Make sure to go check out all of the broadcast schedule. I'm looking through here, and there's incredible matches kicking off on day 1. You're going to have Optic Gaming versus Curse Las Vegas at 9 p.m. on Monday. Matches before that kicking off from 6 to 12, basically every weekday. And then on Saturday, January 25th, this is a day to cancel all of your plans, dump your girlfriend, because we're kicking things off at noon and ending at midnight with, I believe it looks like about 12, 14 matches, all to be played. Replays, I want to thank you for coming on here. Congratulations of the pickup of Nameless. I was hoping he was going to get on a fantastic squad, and he sure did, landing next to you, Classic, and JCap. Looking forward to seeing how you do in this Winter Invitational as well. What's your prediction after one day of practice with Nameless? How confident are you entering this one?
Well, I always believe that you have to be confident in your team going into anything, without practice or with practice. It's the only mindset you should be going into a tournament, a league, or anything with. So I definitely think we can win this league going into it. But as of now, the way we looked, we played COL. We beat them in scrims, but I mean, that was on our host, and obviously it's an online scrim. But if we play like that every time we play, I definitely see that we can take a top 4 placing or even win this league play. Or league.
I'm excited to watch you guys, man. Well, the Winter Invitational presented by MLG.TV will kick off this Monday, January 20th at 6 p.m. Guys, make sure you check it out every weekday as well. Matches start at 6, going all the way to midnight. Saturday's the Super Day, and it goes for 3 weeks leading up to the finals the day before the U.S. qualifier. The top 8 teams in the world will be practicing here for the U.S. qualifiers, and we should mention that Gfinity will be broadcasting the official United Kingdom Irish qualifiers. That's kicking off this Saturday, followed by Germany and France on Sunday. And that's 7 a.m. our time, I believe, here on the East Coast. That's going to be 12 o'clock over there in the UK. Thank you guys for tuning in for the Esports Report update. Big shout out to Replays, the captain of Faze, for coming on. We will have more information throughout the week regarding the Invitational, some of the roster swaps that are continuing to happen. And of course, you can catch Desi and I with the full-length 30-minute show every Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on MLG.TV. I'm Chris Puckett. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.